Hello, welcome to I Can't Say It, day 335. Whew, been a long day. Been a long day. Got on the scale today, 263. Not happy with it. Not happy at all. I'm not sure what it's going to take, but you got to get right back. Got to get it right back in the right mindset. And we'll see what that will take. Because I'm 8 pounds, higher than I want to be right now. I want to be at 255. That was a nice feeling, wasn't it? All right, today was a beautiful day. We started it off with bagels. Then we headed to San Francisco for the Swedish American Fair at the St. Mary's Cathedral, which is always beautiful. Very what's the phrase? Geometrically shaped. And so we got our buns, we got our saffron buns, we got some raisin buns, we got some ginger snap cookies, all delicious treats. Then, after that, we popped off to Fort Mason. And we just were trying to figure out where to go. We were looking for Pokestops because today was Pokemon Community Day. And we found ourselves near the North Point region. Found a parking space. We walked out to the pier that was built to help the aquatic cove so that people can have a place to play in the water. Then we walked back from the pier and then we walked over to Fort Mason where we needed to use the restroom. Always important. Keep those things in mind when you're out and about. But it was a nice walk. And then the Friends of the San Francisco Library have their bookstore there. And we dropped some money on some wonderful books and Christmas presents and other fun things. Then we walked back to the car. Then we need time to get some dinner or some lunch, whatever meal that was that we had at 3 o'clock. And I forget the name of the place. It's on the container, but I don't remember it. But we had pizza. It's over on Chestnut Avenue. And the pizza wasn't as good as I would have liked it to have been. But of the choices on the menu, that seemed like the best, so that's the one I got. So I wasn't entirely happy with the meal. But then we went and got dessert at Susie Cakes. My son got the celebration cake. My wife got the whoopie pie. And I had what's called a 7-layer bar. So it was lots of chocolate on a nuts, on marshmallows, on a, what are they called? I'm drawing a blank. S'mores. Graham cracker crust. And that was good. Then it was time we went to the sports basement over at the Presidio because it is a nice big store and they have a lot of the items that we need to get for my son who is going to science camp up in the woods. That should be fun. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Then we drove back home, dropped off my son, the babysitter, and then my wife and I just had a short little date for a couple hours, just spending some quiet time alone, which is always nice. And then we got picked up the boy, came back home, and now it's time to go to sleep. We are tired. It has been a long day, but we are now in the month of December. Isn't that exciting? I love it. It's Christmas time, 25 days until Christmas. But you know what? December 1 can never go by without recognition of one person. Yeah, I always remember December 1st, and always have for the longest time, as the day Rosa Parks decided that she did not want to move from her seat in the bus. If memory recalls, she was legally sitting where she should have been sitting. Yes, there were sections where there were white sections and colored sections, and she was sitting in the colored section, but I guess the white section had filled up too much, and so now it was necessary for her to move to make space for more white passengers. And she decided that, she had had enough and that she wasn't going to move, and so she didn't move. And every December 1st, we think about that day. I think it's also World AIDS Day, but when I see December 1st, the first person that comes to mind has always been Rosa Parks. And as I tweeted earlier this week, when I think about what she did that day, and I know she was tired and probably didn't want to move, but whatever the motivation that people have for doing things, they still know when they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And protesting the movement from her seat to another seat for a white person, while probably legal in Alabama, was not the right thing. Okay, there's totally different things between what's legal and what's right. And so she had had enough and she said no. And so we remember her on December 1st for that act of courage of hers that, helped spur the civil rights movement. Okay. If we want to talk about other things that are things that are legal that aren't right, splitting lanes by motorcycles in California. Perfectly legal, perfectly stupid, perfectly unsafe. There is no reason in the state of California why motorcycles should be able to split lanes. They should drive in the lanes just like cars. You want to pass, put on your turn signal to get into the other lane. There is no halfway, I could be in with this lane and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No, will not ever be okay in my mind. There's nothing safe about it. No one I know thinks it's really safe. Maybe motorcycles do. So motorcyclists think it's safe. But under no circumstances is it ever safe. Nope. And when I hear about motorcycle accidents on the road, I'm like, honestly, I've never seen a motorcyclist who drives safely. Because the second somebody splits lanes, they're being unsafe. We're not looking for motorcycles to be splitting lanes. Drivers, when we're driving a car, are looking for other cars. Motorcycles are just there. But honestly, I'm not looking for a motorcycle. When I'm changing lanes, I'm looking for cars. And if you decide to split lanes, well, that's just plain stupid. I got my turn signal on. I know what I'm doing. I'm looking for cars. And if you're splitting lanes, you're putting yourself in a dangerous position. And honestly, I don't know why the state of California allows motorcyclists to do that. But they do. It's the law. But like I said, it's not right. So with that, I'm going to wish you all a pleasant day tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. Hopefully the weather is okay where you are and that you can get out and about and do something. And if not, have some time at home and work on those to-do lists. There's lots of things that can be done. And let's stop watching TV. Let's stop looking at videos. Let's stop doing these sorts of things that occupy time, but don't get anything accomplished. That's probably going to be a New Year's resolution for next year. All right, with that, I'm going to wish you all a pleasant evening and talk to you tomorrow. Bye.